What's going on, guys? The Last Viking TV back again. We're going to be doing an oil change on a 2005 Toyota Corolla today, and you get to do this on any car, any vehicle, anytime, anywhere. Why is it important to change your own oil? Simply because you save money and you get to do it your way. Obviously, when people, you ever heard the saying, whenever if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself? That's right. That's the way it is, especially when it comes to your car. Your car is the reason, it's your safety. It's the thing that you depend on to get around, to get your family around, to get out of town in case there's an emergency, right? Let's say there's a major corona outbreak in your area. You're gonna get out of town pretty fast, right? You ain't gonna wanna stay around. You're gonna need to change your car oil and maintain your car. Keep your car healthy. And you definitely don't wanna be paying like 80, 90 bucks for a full synthetic oil change when you could just do it yourself. This video is gonna show you how to do that. So stay tuned. We're gonna be changing the oil on this 2005 Toyota Corolla. Let's see, a little bit more light here. This 2005 Toyota Corolla, and yeah, so here we go. Oh, wait. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out after watching this video. If it was informative to you, please drop a subscribe, share this video, and thanks for watching. You gotta watch this video all the way through, because it's very informative to you. Even if you're not gonna change oil, it's just something great to know, okay? It's something great to know. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Hey guys, what's going on? This is the Last Viking TV. We're gonna be doing an oil change on a 2005 Toyota Corolla. We got the Harley right there, and right now we're working on the Toyota Corolla. If you haven't seen, this is the model of it. So you can see the model of the Corolla right there. We've got some aftermarket headlights, but essentially it is a 2005 Toyota Corolla. We're going to be doing an oil change on it. First things first, let's go ahead and take a look at the contact points where you want to have your jack placed at. My last video I had 12,700 views. We're going to go ahead and try to overdo that this time. So how to change your oil on pretty much any car. You can use this technique on any car. It's going to be pretty much the same plug in almost the same exact location, and I'm going to show you how to drain the oil and how to change the filter and how to save money in getting some really high quality oil in your car rather than paying someone else to do it. The oil that I'm doing today cost us about 32 bucks. It was at Walmart $27 for oil that matched this car. It's Valvoline. We also got a Fram oil filter. You can go to Walmart. They have these little computers that you can type in right next to the oil section in the car section. You can go to the oils, type in your car, make and model, and then you select the oil filter that you need. Don't go into air filter or cabin filter. We're specifically looking for an oil change for a oil filter. So make sure that you're selecting the right oil filter. This one particularly happens to be for a 2005 Toyota Corolla. It is going to be M1103A. I don't know why my camera is shaking so much. M1103A. So we got the extended Mobil 1. We've also got the oil here, Valvoline. Picked it up for 25 bucks, and it is specifically for high mileage vehicles. This particular Corolla has 143,000 miles on it. So we're gonna get to the jacking points. You can't see it, well, it's so dark. We got a jack down there. I'll pop a light on. So anyways, keep watching. Here we go. We're gonna get started on the oil change. All right, so we got a jack here. You wanna make sure that you're getting a pretty good jack This one right here, we picked it up. It's got a 1-year warranty. Do not overload. So one thing that you got to make sure is that you can use this device here to grab a hold of the, I call this the pressure knob. And what it does is it keeps the pressure from, you want to turn it to the left. You have to use both hands to turn it to the left to loosen it up, and turn it to the right to tighten it. You want to make sure that it's tightened all the way before you jack it up. The next spot is going to be making sure that this little cup here fits right onto a bolt here. Looking at the jacking points, I've had some mechanic nerds telling me before, you don't want to put it on this main frame here, and you definitely don't want to put it on this seal frame here where the actual outskirt of the body matches the welding on this little seam here. So don't put it here and don't put it here. But looking on the owner's manual, you want to put it like on these bolts or in between these bolts here, where the actual frame and cross axes where more heavier stability metals are at. So we're going to go ahead and pop it right here. I'm also going to put my safety jack up there as well. So when I go to do the oil change, I'll show you that in a minute. Here we go. All right, so now I need the light. We're going to be putting this, let's see, that is a metal piece, so we're going to put this right up into there, and you can see how I do it. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna move this closer to me. We should start to see, as I pump it and pump it and pump it, we should start to see that cup come into contact with that particular portion here. It's a slow rise. You don't want to do this if you don't have time, but definitely going to cup that bolt right there and push it up from there. All right, now the car is starting to lift. I've got the seal completely locked. The car is going, oops, sorry. The car is going up. So now here we go. You don't want to be under the car while you're jacking it, so make sure you're far away from the car when you're jacking it up. This is kind of what it looks like on the outside. Jacking it, and so on. Here we go. All right, so now we've got the car off the ground by about a good 1.5 inches. We got a good clearance underneath the car. Again, we've got it on that bolt there. I'm gonna pop over here and get my safety jack. So you got to have a safety jack. Why? Because a 2-ton safety jack is going to make sure that you can lock this, make sure that the locking position is into place. While it's locked, do not push this. If this gets bumped, guess what? The car falls. Lifting up, the car will fall. That's how you disengage the jack. So you wanna put this all the way up to the certain point and then release the jack on top of it. So here we go, I'll show you how it's done. Right, so unfortunately, I could not put the safety jack where I wanted it. So I have to put it on the frame. I got the main jack on the bolt there, as you can see. And it's doing a pretty good job holding that particular portion up. I got the safety jack with some weight bearing on it. You can see that it's not going anywhere. So feel pretty confident. We got the wheel off the ground quite a bit more. So let's get this oil change started. Since we're draining the oil out from the bottom, we got to release the vacuum suction. So we want to make sure all the oil gets out of the actual reservoir for the oil in the engine. The way we do that is relieving the pressure by taking this cap off. Okay, so right there it says 530 weight. Today we're using a 530 oil. So again, now when I go to drain the oil out from underneath, we won't have any pull back from the actual engine itself. So keep that off while you're draining the oil. All right, so the one that fits for this is going to be a 15 millimeter socket. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead underneath the car here, and this is going to be, boy, I thought I had my light on. 1 second, let me get a light on for you. There we go, we got the light. So coming back from underneath the compartment here, right back here in this area here, this little bolt right back here. Do you see that little bolt? That bolt needs to come off. We're going to use our FD Duty 15 millimeter wrench, and we're going to pull that off. We're going to get it started. Sorry, trying to record and do this at the same time. No, get away from the car. All right. Let me get it started here. Boy, the heat was tough on this one, huh? Oh, there we go. All right. We got it loose. So now, you want to push it towards the wheel. Pushing this, see the wheel? The wheel is right there. So you want to push it towards the wheel, away from you. Come towards you and then away from you. All right. Make sure that you have your drip pan underneath. You can dispose of this oil at Pet Boys. They'll dispose of it for you for free. And so here we go. There, get away from the car. So now we got it hand loose. So we're gonna go ahead and finger twist it. And now you can see the oil spilling out into the container. We're just gonna let that drip down until it's nothing. And then once it's dripped out everything, it's very important to make sure that you have the cap above loose and off. The next step is going to be replacing the, where is that little sucker? The purple oil filter. We're going to be replacing that oil filter. So that's the next step. Right, so now we're down to a drizzle. And as soon as that drizzle stops, that's when you know all the oil is out of your vehicle. So you want to make sure all that junk gets out, because that is a no good oil. Let me see if I can get it right there. There you go. So that is the passenger side wheel, and yeah, draining the oil. You can still kind of see it right there. It's still draining. We got some more time. I'll come back a little bit, another clip. Here we go. Oil has now stopped and it's just dripping, so we can go ahead and put the cap back in, actually the plug, and we're going to put this plug back in. Again, some people questioned last time, why do I put the jack on the driver's side? Shouldn't I put it on the passenger side, on the side of the oil? Well, you can put it on that side. I just like to put it on this side because it gives me a lot more direct area that I can work, and I don't have to worry about hitting a jack, because obviously it's way over there and I'm not going to be messing around with it over there, and I don't have a chance to bumping my jack or, you know, kicking it out, or again pushing that lever and that emergency jack or that safety jack just collapses. So over here I can work stress-free. I don't have to worry about anything. I have 2 jacks over there holding this car up, and yeah, so you can put it over there if you want, but again, safety precautions, I just keep it over there away from where I'm working. So we're gonna go ahead and put that bolt back in, and you just gotta find the hole. There we go. So there we go. Hand tight it. Make sure that it's got quite a few threads before you bolt it, and tighten it with the socket wrench. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that that back part here is switched to the side where it would tighten it. You can either tighten it or loosen it, depending on this right here. Switches the composition of tightening or loosening. So then we'll put it right up here, tighten it. Oh no, I got car blood on my hand. Oh yeah. You hear that? That's the sound of working on a car. That's when you know someone's working on a car. That ting ting, ting ting ting. There you go. Don't want to strip the bolt. You just want to make sure it's on there pretty snug. That way it doesn't drip any oil. Ha! Next, the fun part, the oil filter. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and wrap the, I actually have this. You're gonna need one of these. It's an oil filter remover. There's many different types of them. I'm just using an old one that actually broke right there before. So yeah, you don't wanna get this one. Get something a little bit more heavier duty connectors on it. But yeah, so I've already broken this one. I just kind of put it back together. And hopefully we can get it on there. There you go. All right, I'm gonna try to give you guys some view of this. So essentially right now I have the strap around the, you know, just find out whatever way this works best for you. Put the oil filter wrench around the oil filter. I have it strapped on. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this here. Sorry for the delayed view there. So here we go. Pull that strap as tight as you can. I've got other hoses here that are in my way, so here we go. Sorry. This should go this way, and we should be able to go this way. I don't know why that's not working right. There we go. Yeah, that should be, sorry, I have this belt on the wrong way. The belt should be like that, so it looks like that instead. And so then here we go. We got this way, and we're going to pull this tight. This rubber strap is terrible for getting a hold of this thing here, so I'm gonna need to get a towel and wipe off the oil. All right, so now we're right back to it. Here we go. So now I wiped off all the oil, and we're going to move right into getting this thing off here. So we're gonna go righty tighty, lefty loosey. So we're gonna go ahead and go this way. Thanks, Dad, for that one. Always taught me about righty tighty, lefty loosey. So I believe we're going to go to the left with this one here. Nope, that's right. We want to loosen it, so we got to go to the left. Doing this upside down, of course, everything is, well, upside down. Here we go. There we go. We got a seal brake. There we go. Can you see it moving, guys? All right. So now as it starts to move, I've already gotten it loose. Now I'm going to bring in my oil pan, and we're going to get this filter off. And the oil, you want to make sure the oil pan is right back underneath it as such, just like that, because you have a leftover oil up inside of here. Again, you can see my strap around it, so wipe it off with the rag, make sure the oil is off, and then let it drip down into your pan here. So I'll fill you up with that one once we get it off. All right, as you can see, we've got the oil filter off. It's sitting right here. And yeah, so gonna wipe up some of this remaining oil around the sides and get some of this dirty oil out of around the rim. You definitely want to make sure that your area is clean of all that junk, because you don't want as much oil left over as possible. All right, so we're ready to put the new oil filter back on. So we're gonna get that started right now. Oil filter, and as you can see, it has a little black rubber piece that goes around it. And some people actually fail to do this, but they should do it every time. And typically this causes your oil filter to run out of life much faster if you don't do this. And if the oil changing mechanic doesn't do this the right way, they can actually reduce the lifespan of your oil filter. The secret is you take a little bit of oil on your finger and you dab it around the rim. Why do you want to do this? Well, because this little seal here needs to be lubricated. If it's not lubricated properly, it can crack and dry out, creating this rubber piece to actually fall apart and create little particles inside of your filter. And that actually reduces the lifespan of your filter. So you want to make sure that it actually goes on, creates a nice seal with this oil. You can use preferably the new oil, but if you don't have easy access to the new oil, you can by all means use the old oil, just a little bit of it, to go around the sides. So once you've got that all nice and lubed up there, we're going to go ahead and put it on. It's ready. So now we're gonna go back up here, and we're gonna put this right up there into that socket there. And you can actually just hand tighten this with like a towel, and you'll be ready to go. You don't want to put it on there too tight, but make sure it's on there hand tight. If you put it on there too tight, you could actually break the male stub on the inside. So I just put it on there hand tight with a towel, as you saw there. Yeah, it's on there hand tight. The bolt is on there as tight as we can get it. Get off any excess oil. And then now it's time to drop the jacks, pull out the oil, and pour the oil into the top. Here we go. All right, now I know you're wondering, how do you remove the safety jack? Well, you gotta jack up the main jack enough to pull the safety jack out because you're no longer underneath your car. Also, make sure your spouses are not underneath the car checking to see if you've left anything underneath the car. So make sure all kids, animals away from the car when you do this. Keep your distance from the jack itself. You're gonna put it on this little nub here, right on there, and you're going to turn it to the left, and that will lower the jack. Actually, we're gonna be increasing the jack. Sorry, we're gonna be raising the jack. So make sure that jack is tight all the way to the right. Okay, I made a mistake there. Don't want to make any mistakes. So jack this all the way up until that safety jack comes off of its weight. Okay, there you can see the jack is off of it. So we're gonna remove the jack. Again, that could be the difference. Now, with nothing else underneath, no pets, no people, no kids, we're going to put this on here and turn it the opposite way now. We're going to turn it to the left. So here we go. Actually, can you record that? Hold on to that. All right, here we go. So we're going to turn it to the left, and the car should start to slowly come down. You don't want to drop it too fast, nice and slowly. Be in control of it. You can always tighten it back up. You can loosen it and loosen it, loosen it, loosen it, loosen it, loosen it. You don't want to drop it too fast because this jack could slide out and hit you in the face. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen, and it would put a lot of wear and tear on the jack itself. So make sure that that doesn't happen. You let the jack all the way down. You keep that the hydraulic pin here kind of loose so it doesn't maintain pressure, and that's how you save the life of your jack. Not too much, just a little bit, slightly. And then that's it. And then now we're gonna put the oil into the top. All right, so now we got the Valvoline oil. We're gonna put it into the top here. First of all, you want to shake up the contents of it because you got some settling materials that sit at the bottom. So you want to give it a good shake before you put it all into your engine, so it's all there. You got all the components. You don't got anything left behind that should be in there. This one has a very nice lip on it there. It's got a little pour spout, and we're going to pour it directly into the hole there. If you have a funnel, use a funnel. If you've never done this before, yes, please use a funnel. I like to just use a towel there to kind of keep out my spills. I see the hole, and I'm gonna pinpoint it there. There we go. This is a little bit more of an advanced technique here. If you are a beginner at pouring oil, definitely use a funnel. And it always comes in handy because you don't want to spill any oil on the top of the engine, as it will smoke until it eventually burns off. If your engine's running hot, it could start a fire. If you did spill oil, immediately wipe it up. All right, go ahead, stop the video. All right, so there you have it. The oil change on the 2005 Toyota Corolla. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I get a lot of views, but would appreciate subscribers if you guys could subscribe. That way you get updates on all of my videos all the time. I have a lot of great contents. Sometimes I change oils on the Harley. I change batteries, cables, electricals, a lot of stuff there. I also do car stuff too. So I've already replaced the starter in here. I've already replaced the head gasket, the main seals, stuff like that. And I change oil on it, and I also do disc brakes. So you definitely want to be channeling into this channel by simply subscribing. And if you find people in your family that also might want to be interested in changing their oil, just go ahead and simply share this and encourage them to subscribe, because it's a very informative channel and helps a lot of people. And by subscribing helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Last Viking TV is out.